for this week's Good Question, and tonight we're digging into why it is just so darn cold out. And it's not just here in the Midwest, really more to the south. Almost everyone in the nation has felt the recent cold snap.
So is there a clear-cut reason why it's so cold just about anywhere you go right now? News 3's Marc Lovicott joins us with the answer.
You know it's bad when parts of Florida have reported lows in the teens, and that is about 25 degrees lower than normal for that area. We've seen close to the same here. So what is with these extreme temperature fluctuations? It is tonight's Good Question. For once, these tropical fish are thankful they now live in Wisconsin. These little guys are native to Florida.
Fluctuation in temperature is your biggest issue.
And the fluctuation in temperature there is killing fellow fish. They're freezing to death because of the cold. It's just one outcome of the extreme cold that's taken over much of the nation.
I think as a whole, there are a lot of issues down there.
But the real problem is up to the north.
It's the strongest event in record.
Dr. Jonathan Martin from the UW's Department of Atmospheric and Oceanic Sciences helps explain why we're seeing this extreme cold. It's mostly being blamed on what's called the Arctic Oscillation.
This is the epicenter of this Arctic Oscillation. It's not right at the pole. It's displaced a little bit to the south of it.
It's like a jet stream that acts as a barrier for all the cold air that's produced in the Arctic. And that band of air has recently been almost non-existent.
It acts as a very significant barrier for the equatorward excursion of really cold air. And that has completely disappeared. It's like replacing a cement wall with a picket fence.
We had teens and 20s and 30s showing up. That just does not happen every day.
It's the most severe breakdown of the Arctic isolation since records have been kept. Add that to the fact that much of the Midwest is covered in snow, the air moving south is being chilled even more, reaching as far south as Florida. It's being chilled so much, temperatures in Tallahassee on Monday dipped to 14 degrees.
We're going to try and understand it, and particularly, from my perspective, I want to try and figure out if we couldn't see the antecedent events that led to it.
Everyone is trying to stay warm out there. Some clarification, this is not a catastrophic event of sorts. Something didn't just disappear. This is a natural weather system that does tend to fluctuate. It's just not starting, but it's just starting to be understood and researched. Martin says the Arctic Oscillation has only been known to exist for about the last 10 years or so. So there's still a lot of research to be done on this weather-making system, and this event in particular, I'm told, will be researched extensively. It hasn't really happened in recorded history.
Now, in terms of the oranges, I mean, you saw some of those pictures, incredible. We're all going to pay for that eventually, right?
Eventually. It's not only the fish we've talked about earlier, but the oranges, the citrus crop, things like that. Some good news, though. We're told that Arctic Oscillation is coming back, and it's hard to predict, but within the next week or so, we should actually start be warming up and getting back to what's, quote, normal. So
this is very interesting.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Yep. And we want to remind everybody, you got a blog also, channel3000.com, and you can read with Marc's good questions there as well. Again, Marc, thanks. It's been a while since we've had a good question with the holidays. Send Marc those questions. We need more. Channel3000.com.
Thanks, Marc.